Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. What we're going to do here is we're going to have a quick look at how space and depth keys can allow you to work out what's wrong with your lock. Take for example, if this key here was not working too correctly in the lock and I had to pull it backwards or forwards or jiggle it, I could cut this back to code using space and depth keys. The way that I would do that is by using vernier calipers, and these ones here are dead. I'll just get one more. Okay, so here's some more, zero them up. Take for example, I was to measure this key and I was to start measuring these cuts right here. It would allow me to know what the height of each one was, and I would go through and measure all 5 of them, write them down, and then I would take my space and depth keys, compare them and see how worn each one was. So this is 626 here. If my other key was 610 or 640, I could see that there'd be a problem. But I'd be able to identify which number it should be, which is a 6. So from there, I can take this key here and measure the next one, 646, and go through and see which ones are close and which ones are not close. 740, so it wouldn't be that one. 800, so we need to go down. 704, we need to go down more. We need to be about the 670 mark. So 661. So from there we know that these keys here are accurate because they're called space and depth keys. They're designed exactly to be the right height, which is this part here, and also the correct spacing. And the spacing is from the shoulder along to the center of each cut. So each cut there gives us the correct spacing. So from there we can use these keys here to cut another key and clean this key up here. So if this key here is only working when you have to pull it in and out, you can cut it back to code using these keys here, and a lot of the time that will solve your problem. Also, if you have a broken key, for example, I'll take this one right here. If this key was broken in this cut right here, what I could do is I could use my vernier calipers to measure it and then squeeze both keys together. I could duplicate this part of the key here back onto a blank key, but when it came to this part here, if there's a big crack in there, it's going to be very hard to duplicate. So what I can do is I can use my space and depth keys and duplicate the first cut right here, and then using the rest of the key blank, which I pushed together in the key machine, I could then duplicate the second, third and fourth and fifth cut. So that's another way you can use space and depth keys to repair a broken key, and also to measure the key if your key is worn out or cut badly. A lot of people do have keys that stop working. The reason being is they get it cut by a key cutter who's got a bad key machine, and then they get a duplicate off that and another one off that, and eventually the key stops working. By having a key that's not working very well, you can measure it, compare it against your space and depth keys, and end up producing a key that does work. Very professional way of making a key, saving a lot of time and money pulling the locks apart. Available from drlock.com.au. Just go to our lock shop and you can purchase space and depth keys. Thanks for watching.